Hi, my name is Kristen and I'm a potter in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Today my project is a small hand building project using the nerikomi technique. Let's get started. Is my nose red? It's because it's cold. It's finally warm enough to work in the studio, but look, my water. Yeah, not insulated, this building. So I have not been able to work the last week or so out here. It's just been too cold. Even with my heater, I can't get it warm enough. But today, it's really nice. It's really nice. It's getting up to the 40s and 50s Fahrenheit. And with my heater, that makes it workable. I'm preparing my surface by spraying it with water. This is to make it not so dry. If it's really dry, it soaks up too much of the moisture out of the clay. This work surface that I'm using is a hardy backer board. You get it at home shops. It's a really good surface. I like it better than canvas because canvas makes so much dust. And this hardy backer board, it's a board that goes underneath tile. So it's made to endure a lot of damp work environment. And then it dries out and it's fine. I'm making a cane. That's a log of stacked clay. I'm making a cane using the same colors that I did for some pendants recently. And that video is on YouTube. I'll share a link with it down below in the description. So I've had a lot of people say they wanted earrings, and I'm out of earrings. And I don't have any small little stud earrings, and I've had requests for stud earrings. So that's what we're going to make today. And I want them to match the last pendants that I made. So there were these colors in the pendant. There was a gray, a yellow, black, turquoise, and a blue. So we'll prepare these colors, and to do that I have to make them a little soft. So they've been in a damp box, but they're not workable yet. So I'll knead it, move it around, warm it up, and then we'll stack the clay. I have the 5 colors ready to stack. They don't look like much now, but when it's finished, it's really striking. It's really beautiful. Okay. Black, turquoise, trying to get them to securely adhere and not have any air bubbles. Yellow, blue next. This blue was a little bit stiffer, so I'm going to spray it. And white. As I'm slamming it down and rolling it, the layers inside are getting a little thinner, which is good. As the clay is stretched, sometimes it wants to crack. You see? So, you spray it. Okay, I want to cut it in half and stack it so I get the layer of black happening twice. All right, there you can see the layers inside. And I'm going to put the black here, and then we double it. Okay. I made a, a polymer clay handle for this one, for this blade. These are very sharp, very thin metal ribs. I use them for throwing clay, but also for hand building. And they work well for slicing nerikomi canes, the small ones. Nerikomi is a traditional Japanese technique using multiple colors of clay. We stack the clay and then cut through to see a pattern in the cross section. So the color is all the way through the clay. It's not something that is painted on a surface. And that's Valentino. So this is thicker. I made this a little thinner. I'm going to put this right in there. The water helps it to adhere, to stay in place. Okay. That'll work. So then when I get a cross section of that, it will have some other interesting little patterns going on inside instead of just the straight lines. Okay. And that's what we're going to do. Putting this that was here. So I'm just going to shape it a little. This part needs to be thinner to fit over that. All right. Starting from the inside, kind of pushing out. I've worked it into one cane, one piece. I'm going to let it sit a while. Then I'll make some cross sections and we'll make some earrings. I went in the house for a few hours and warmed up, got me some dinner, got me a cozy, microwave cozy. Thank you, Jean, if you ever happen to be watching this. It's one of those things you heat up in the microwave. It feels very good. Got an extra pair of socks, and I let this sit for a while. So we're ready now to cut cross sections to see what's inside. The first slice into a cane is always exciting because it's going to expose the pattern. But I'm trying to cut it nice and even, straight down. That one was good. Interesting. So that's where I put one of those pieces that I cut and put it on top. If you remember that, it gives it some variety. Don't want them to dry out. Little pieces like this dry quickly, and then they'll crack. In fact, I'm going to put this one back in the damp box. This is a simple nerikomi pattern. I have ideas, plans for a lot of different designs, so I hope to do that in the spring and the summer. Explore more nerikomi patterns. That's going to be pretty. Yeah, all good. That will make a lot of earrings. I didn't make very many earrings in my first set of jewelry because they're so small, and I didn't really think they would be that popular, but they have been. And people have been asking for more small earrings, so that's what we're going for today. I've done the dangly ones. Dangly earrings, and I did pendants. I don't have any of the earrings here in my studio, but this is one of the pendants using the similar colors. In this first set, they were all fired together. The glaze is kind of thick, and on some of them it's cloudy, but it's a little bubbly effect, and I kind of like it. These pendants are in my online shop. They're available. I can't find the cutters that I'm looking for, but I'm going to make these work. So I have that one. I have this one. Isn't it pretty? These. Where's my frozen water? Brr! Okay. There. What if I use the big cutter? They'll shrink, but they won't shrink enough to be little stud earrings, starting with that size. I like it. I'm pushing around the edge just a little bit to give it a curved edge so that it's not sharp. There's that pair. I cut the cane into all of these little pieces and rounded off the edges, matched them up. I tried to cut them out of the same slice so that they look similar. So I have all of these earrings and 3 pendant pieces. I just thought these would be nice pendants, although I have a lot of pendants ready to fire already. So I have all the earrings, and then I have scrap pieces. But this is fun. It's one of my favorite parts. We're going to make a stropel cane. Take all of the scrap pieces and smoosh them together. So now I'm just trying to get it compact as much as possible and get rid of any air pockets as much as I can. I want to see what we've got. You can already see that's some interesting marbly looking pattern. Let's cut off the end. Do this so you can see what I'm doing. Pretty. I think it does need to sit because there were some air pockets and gaps and places where it was separating. So it just needs to sit and stick all together so that when I cut it, it won't break apart too much. But that gives you an idea of what's inside. So that will be some nice earrings also. All right, so all of these need to have little holes poked on the back with a toothpick. I use the toothpick to hold it in place to glaze it. And I have some that are glazed over here, like this. It's stuck on a toothpick, and it's got a glaze on it. The glaze is a liquid. You can see where it kind of dripped off the edge there. I'll need to smooth that off before it's fired. So the work is bisque fired first, gets it harder, and then after bisque firing, I can sand them, and then I glaze them, dip them in the glaze, and then it has to be glaze fired. And then they look like this. This is a pendant, and these will be, I've got a show coming up, and I've got a gallery downtown. I need to take some things, and then I also want to put some in my online shop. So I'll put those different places, and then I'll make some more. So thank you for joining me. I think these are my favorites. They will look different after they're glazed and fired. The colors will be more vibrant.
What if you get lost and you're taking this on video? If you get lost, it's going to be on video.
Okay.